Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Legion having some pretty significant delays. If you didn't know, there was a lot of stuff that was scheduled to come out in December. A lot of it has been pushed back, possibly all of it, but there is also some good news. We're going to talk about all of that. There was basically a big press announcement that was made to certain members of the community, and I'm actually getting this from Talk Polite. LJ Pena posted this on both the forums and on the Legion Discord, so if you're not already a Legion player who is on the Legion Discord, you probably want to check that one out. If you are in my Discord, I have links to the other Discords, and it's a great utility, great service to be able to get access to a lot of great information. So, Crashed Escape Pod was one of the things that was supposed to be coming out. Everybody was going to get R2 and 3PO for both the Rebels and the Galactic Republic. That is delayed until January. The Imperial Bunker, which a lot of you may or may not really be that worried about, that is also delayed until January. I was actually pretty kind of excited about this one, because I've got some of this interior terrain already, and I was like hoping to get some interior battles going on. Also, it's really useful for our Star Wars RPG if you're trying to do some of that. Although in standard 800-point games, I really don't see using it very much. But it's for maybe smaller games, I could see it being more of a thing. Again, I'm excited about this one, but I don't think a lot of people, at least not for that price point. So this one probably doesn't affect as many people. What's more of a big deal is the Trooper upgrade expansions. Every single one of these is pushed back until January. This is a big order. And this one affects pretty much everybody. Regardless of which faction you play, you've got these troopers. They come in the core sets. So this is a big one that's going to probably touch the most people. Now, this one also has a lot of synergy with other stuff that's coming out. The interesting thing about these trooper upgrade expansions being pushed back is I feel like this is going to be possibly, have more of an impact on the game, especially on some of the other sales that are coming out. Like, let's take, for example, Phase 2 Clone Troopers and B2 Super Battle Droids. Well, those are coming out as new core options, but now I think people are probably going to be less likely to buy as many since they're going to be coming out. They're currently scheduled for February. So, right after these come out, you've got all your Phase 1 Clone Troopers. I'll use Clone Troopers just for an example. You've got all your Phase 1 Clone Troopers. Now you're getting 4 new options for all of your Phase 1 Clone Troopers. So now you've got a ton of new, personnel and heavy weapon configuration options and a ton of new ways you can build your Phase 1 Clone Troopers. Well, now all of a sudden, Phase 2 Clone Troopers is going to come out the next month, maybe just a few weeks afterwards. I feel like people might be less inclined to buy an all-new core unit when they just got a wealth of upgrades for their existing core units. So I feel like having it that close together might have people who might have bought 3 Phase 2 Clone Troopers to just say, I'll just get 1 for right now. So I'm curious if that's going to have an impact on sales or not, or if, likely we're going to see all the stuff that was set for February also pushed back. The real question here is this a domino effect that's going to push everything else back? Or is this, because honestly, I feel like it probably will. I don't speak for FFG in this case because you can never really guess just how the supply chain is going to go. But Clone Wars Legion was supposed to be out a long time ago. It got delayed significantly. So all this other stuff that was supposed to be coming out, along with it, probably was already pushed back to begin with. So that's just one of those things that I'm like, well, if it had actually come out when it was supposed to, how many months would we go without products, whereas we were so used to getting stuff every month? That's kind of one of those interesting things. I think I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe why Rex and Dooku were pushed up. There was reasons. They didn't really disclose those reasons, but that is pretty interesting. Now, the other thing that is possibly being pushed back is Luke and Vader, the operatives. Those are still currently possible for a December release. And it does sound like there's less of a problem with them. But the reason being that Luke and Vader are possibly being pushed back is just so they can ensure a global, simultaneous, worldwide release. It's like one of these things that where one country doesn't have it, but every other country does. It's like one of those weird little things they just try to make sure everybody can get it. So it wouldn't surprise me if if they do. This is funny because we've seen this before with X-Wing, right? Where they're like, well, not everybody's get it yet, so let's send the word to all these countries not to release it yet because we need to push back till January. One country doesn't get the word, releases it early, and then that happened in Australia. X-Wing 2nd Edition Wave 4 came out in Australia 2 months before it came out everywhere else, and so I won't be surprised if that ends up happening with Vader and Luke. If nothing else, you're at least going to see it probably leaked in December. That would be my guess. We'll have to wait and see. I certainly hope people can maintain the integrity that they're supposed to have and do the jobs they're supposed to do and withhold product until the street date like they're supposed to do, but it just never seems to go that way. Now, there is some good news, though, because there's bad news, but there's good news, too. The good news is we are supposed to see new product announcements. Now, they said in the last live stream there would be new product announcements before Christmas. Well, now we're learning they're not just planning on a new product announcement. They're planning on 3 new product announcements. Now, this is and they said basically 3 new articles, which is surprising. Now, they said it's not going to be like that detailed article like you get right before something comes out. Well, I think that's obvious. The 2 types of articles we generally get for a product is the early preview, the first look, announcing the AT-AT Walker, and you get a picture of it, maybe a picture of the spread, and maybe one image, a unit card or something like that, or one image of an upgrade that'll come with it or something like that, and that's just a teaser, Then, when it's about 2 weeks from coming out, that's when you get that detailed analysis where they kind of spoil almost everything in the pack. And for Legion, they've been tending to spoil just about everything in the pack. For other games, sometimes they'll still leave a card, 1 or 2 cards unspoiled. But I think most of the stuff for Legion, we've had everything in the pack spoiled for most things. There's not been too many expansions they didn't do articles for. I think Dooku and Rex didn't get the full-blown article, but we had those leaked anyway. That's another example of something that kind of leaked early. And then I think the Imperial Specialists, which I got for you guys early, but yeah, that one never had the article either. So basically, we're going to have 3 new articles. Now, really, here's where the speculation begins, and I would love to hear your guys' guesses and your what you guys think we're going to see down in the comments below, because does that mean 3 new products, or does that mean 3 new articles which may have multiple product in them? I think that is certainly possible. So I have a couple of theories. But before I get into that, let me also pause for a moment to remind you guys about 12 Days of Life Day. It's a new big giveaway I'm doing for December. I'm going to be doing 12 completely different giveaways all throughout the month of December as my holiday cheer and way to give back to you guys. And I do giveaways all the time. Sometimes it's gift cards, sometimes it's promos, sometimes it's product, who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? It's going to be 12 things that I'm giving away. And if you want to be able to win one of those, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. Now, some of these announcements, most of them will be during my YouTube videos. I'll announce winners usually at the end of a video. But some of them are also going to be on Twitter. I'll announce them on Twitter or on Facebook also. So I am trying to kind of get more, kind of expand the social media, footprint that I have, just in case my channel gets shut down next year, which there's a very, very small chance of that, I think, but just in case, trying to expand a little bit. So that's kind of the reasoning there. So that's an idea for a comment. What do you think these 3 new articles are going to be? So I have a theory. Now, we already have some leaks, some, kind of the elephant in the room, if you've been paying attention, that there was some leaks out of Poland I believe from Alliance, that there was an Iden Versio, a pack that was supposed to be Iden Versio and Dio, which is her little droid from Battlefront 2, as well as Cassian Andor and K2SO in a single pack. And I think they said commanders. I think they were I don't remember if they were commanders or operatives or if we even had that information. We just knew that it was Cassian and K2 and Iden and Dio. So it basically seems like they're going to have that, if they're both in one pack, probably following the same rules, the counterpart rules as R2-D2 and C-3PO. So we've all known about that for a long time. It was a leak from a pretty reputable source, so the same people that leaked basically Luke and Vader. And we're kind of curious, like, how come they haven't made an article for that when we all kind of know that that's coming? So, it'll be great to get the article because there's really not much we know about it. We can speculate until we're blue in the face. You might speculate that Cassian will have a weapon with sniper configuration because, well, that's exactly the words they used for his weapon in the movie. You might, imagine that Iden Versio will be able to use her droid to maybe hack stuff or maybe to ionize other droids or something like that. All guesses. And it really is not a whole lot of value in guessing, especially when we're going to get an article very soon. But I think it's exciting. I'm more excited about Iden Versio than Cassian Andor. But I know some people probably feel differently. I am, probably because I would say I got to see Janina Gavankar at Star Wars Celebration, although I didn't actually get to talk to her. So almost like, I don't think that counts as having met somebody. So I'm not going to use that, but she's awesome. And, but Diego Luna's awesome too. So regardless, I think that counts as possibly 2 articles, or they could group them together in one article. Like they announced both of these guys in one article. All right. Now, a wave of Star Wars Legion has been 6 things for a long time. So it could be the next wave will be announced, and they're going to have 3 different articles, each article talking about 2 different things. However, we've got 4 factions now, so that methodology may not work. It might be very simply put, it may be Cassian and K2SO, Iden Versio and Dio, each in separate articles, and then a 3rd article, which is maybe like another battlefield expansion, maybe another terrain piece, maybe something like that. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. It could very well be something like that. Could also be a little bit bigger. We might be seeing, maybe a new core option, or maybe a new special forces option for all 4 factions, as one article. We might get 4 things in a single article. That seems like it might be a bit much, but that's kind of like the initial article for these guys. Yeah, for these guys right here. All 4 of those were in one article initially. So if they're going to be doing articles of this size, then that's a ton of new product announcement for December. If we're going to get 3 articles that are this size. I don't think we'll get 3 articles, each with 4 different expansions. That would be like 12 new products announced. But I think we'll get more than 3 new products announced. But we'll have to see. I definitely would expect, either operative or special forces for the new Clone Wars faction to be part of this next wave of articles, though. I think we're kind of long overdue for that, as well as the possibility of some extra support options, maybe some stuff, some base sizes that the Clone Wars factions haven't seen yet. That is also possible. Or maybe some of those huge bases that the Clone Wars factions do have coming, something on that size for the Rebels or Empire. That would also be pretty cool. But really what I'm hoping for is more lightsaber-wielding characters. Really hoping to see maybe Darth Maul, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Asajj Ventress, Savage Opress, that type of stuff. Pre Vizsla, there's a lot of that stuff I would love to see. Or maybe even something about sub-factions. All of these things, it's so exciting knowing that new stuff is coming and we don't know what it is. And I can't stop smiling just thinking about it because it's so exciting and I can't wait to see. Let me know. Hopefully you share my enthusiasm because with bad news, good news sometimes comes and it's super exciting. So, well, I think that's about all I got to talk about this morning. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And if you wanted to follow me on Twitter or Facebook, I have links for that down in the description below. If you are interested in supporting this channel and helping make it possible, you can also join Patreon. So big thanks to all of my patrons. You guys are amazing. So I want to thank you guys so much for that. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.